photos of the bear cubs as they were approaching the stand. He says when he yelled at the bear to go away, she immediately came up to the stand and grabbed his arm. She pulled him to the ground and began mauling him. Hadewick made it back up to the stand, but was grabbed again, this time by his leg, and pulled to the ground again. And this is a quote from Jeff again. I climbed back up my tree, and she persisted for about 4 or 5 minutes. Even after he'd climbed about 2.5 meters above the stand, Hadewick said. His bow was laying on the ground far below him. I was jabbing her with an arrow. She kept coming at me, and I kept stabbing her with one arrow. The bloodied bear eventually left Hadewick alone, and the attack took a toll on his body. The calf muscle of his leg was torn, and about half a foot of skin hung from his wrist.
Oh, my goodness.
That's so much skin. She bit me in the head somewhere along the way, and my back. My back's all beat up from being drug around on the ground. So long story short, he's got weeks of rehab ahead of him. He says there was a spot when I was walking back to my truck. I thought I'd stop and have a little break. I thought to myself, if I stop, I'm not going to get back up. So I kept walking.
And also, that bear's going to come back. Like you don't just go
follow the scent of
sauntering
his
through
blood.
The woods after.
Well, they kind of left. The bears kind of left.
Oh, bears never leave.
He said, looking back on it, it was a freak accident, and I think she was just an angry bear. She didn't give no warning. Sometimes they do a fake charge. There was none of that. It just straight attacked. Now, I believe wildlife experts are looking to track the bear to see if the bear is, rabid or anything crazy like that. And Jeff would like a teeth or a claw.
What? So Jeff just puts in his suggestion. He's like, well, when you find this bear,
he says, hopefully they find her, said a bitter Hadewick, because I want the teeth, the claws, and the hide.
But he doesn't want to do the work himself. He just wants these park rangers to harvest these bits for him.
Little unclear. I'm not sure. He wants revenge. He's out for revenge.
Yeah, but he's hiring a hitman, basically.
Well, not really.
And I feel like these bears, or the mother bear, had the perfect reason to attack him. He's up there, he's killing the elk that the mother bear wants for her
I know,
children.
But wouldn't that be great if those bears were smart?
If they were smarter, yes.
Just pick off those elk that have been killed.
Yeah, but he's up there, he's taking pictures of the mother's children, and then he yells at them to go away after.
That's a good point.
He's invading on their space.
He's on their turf.
Exactly.
That bear's like, you get out of that tree, you.
Yeah. But he tried to pull him down 5 times.
So here's a second story.
Okay.
Second bear story. This one's from Calgary. The headline, another quote. CBC not putting much effort into writing their headlines anymore. I'm not dying today. Teen who lost mother to grizzly chased by bear herself.
Okay.
What are those odds,
This
though?
family doesn't learn.
Right?
That's the odds.
That's exactly what this story gets to. The daughter of an Alberta woman who died in a grizzly bear attack in 2005 says she now has a better sense of how her mom felt in the moments before she died, thanks to her own run-in with a notorious bear. Earlier this summer, Leah McCroy, thank you, Leah, having a pronounceable name, was out for a run near Canmore, a picturesque mountain town about 100 kilometers west of Calgary, when she heard a crashing sound in the woods. I see part of this grizzly bear just standing there, huffing and puffing, the 17-year-old recalled in an interview. McCroy was told by officials it was likely Bear 148, a 6.5-year-old female grizzly that was in the area at the time. The bear was relocated a week later to an area north of Jasper National Park after several other close calls with people in the Canmore area. McCroy said she looked at the bear from a couple meters away for a second, then panicked and ran. I was just so scared, she said. I thought that was going to be it. What are the chances that this is going to happen to me too? I'm not dying today. I'm not dying today. Her fears were rooted in the death of her mom, Isabelle Dubé. Dubé was out jogging with friends near a Canmore golf course on June 5th, 2005, when a grizzly bear attacked. She climbed a tree, and her friends ran for help, but Dubé didn't survive. McCroy, who was 5 years old then, you'd think this that's horrible if she lost her mother when she was 5 years old.
Yeah.
You'd think he would never do things where bears could be.
Yeah, or be
or
Yeah.
hunt bears for a living.
Yeah, it'd be different if she was out there for revenge.
Yeah,
But
like
she
a
seemed
Batman of
blindsided by
bears.
this bear.
Yeah, bear woman.
Yeah, and you don't climb. Did this woman also climb a tree?
Uh,
Or was their mother who climbed the tree? Everyone keeps climbing trees. These bears live in trees.
Jeff
Sometimes.
from Saskatchewan climbed a tree.
Okay, and the mother also climbed the tree.
Yes, the mother also climbed the tree. McCroy was 5 years old, said she learned a lot about bear safety since her mom died, but admitted she didn't follow any of those rules when she came to face with the grizzly bear.
Well, what's good of learning the rules if you don't follow them out?
I did all the wrong things, she said, noting she was out for a run on her own, left her bear spray in the car, and ran away when she saw the bear. Since the incident, however, she has changed her behavior and thought a lot about her mom. I was thinking in some ways that this was what my mom was thinking. I was thinking maybe I was weak. The bear wasn't even doing anything, and I was running away and being frantic while my mom stood her ground and fought for her life.
I'm getting mixed messages here.
I didn't want to say it, but yeah, that's a good way of phrasing it. She didn't fight for her life. She climbed up a tree.
Yeah.
In the fight or flight, that's flight.
Yeah, but it also seems like this girl, this 17-year-old, is kind of has pride for. I guess it would make sense that she has pride for her mom, who stood up and fought for her life. Except the standing up and fighting for her life was what got her killed.
I suppose.
And the running away is what saved her life.
Her two friends' lives. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's a good point.
So her two friends just ran away?
Well, that's true, eh?
I feel like you all gotta if a bear attacks a group of people, you all gotta fight that bear. Even if you all die. One of you dies, you all die.
I mean, at that point, like, what do you do for a bear? You look big. If you're three people looking big, that's way better than one person climbing a tree.
Would you climb onto each other's shoulders and be like a tall three-person man?
You could just like link arms and like stretch your body out or whatever, right? No.
Or you're making a bigger target for
Well,
a
I guess
bear.
it was June. They didn't have like any windbreakers or anything to hold open.
I feel like you just make a circle around the bear. He can only attack one of you at a time.
I suppose.
I wouldn't want to be that one person. But
like even then, I feel like two people attacking a big old grizzly bear, you're not going to get anywhere, really.
All you got to do is you got to get the eyes. Just get the eyes.
Yeah,
and
but it's
you're
got a
good.
big old bear mouth right near those eyes.
Yeah, the bear mouth is an issue, but you shove a big old boulder in that big old bear mouth.
I suppose, yeah, okay. Yeah, I imagine a boulder would be one of the best things to do. Carry a big, heavy rock when a bear is coming at you.
Yeah, just throw that rock. The bear can't throw a rock. Well, he could probably swipe walks. He could probably
swat the rock
away. Whatever, you got it. He could probably whip rocks at you with his massive paws.
So she has also thought a lot about Bear 148, which was relocated out of her home range to Kakwa Wildland Provincial Park. She says, I want to protect the bears. I don't want people to hurt them. I don't want them to die because of humans. There's obviously territorial bears up there. I hope she can stand her own ground and live her life. An official with the province says this bear has a GPS collar and says she's alive and well. She's settled in close to where she was dropped off.
Good for Bear 148.
Good for Bear 148. Happy ending for Bear 148. Got a new place to live.
That means there's 147 other bears out there.
I wonder if they're just named or like that was a cool name. Like most of them are like Jasper the Bear, and then like this one they're like, no, we call this one Bear 148.
Yeah, we use it to scare away all the tourists. They'll think there's at least that many more bears out there.
You think there are that many tourists in Canmore?
Not anymore.
They all got scared away. I just liked the contrast of these two one day after the other bear stories, where one was like, I just want that bear to live her life, and the other one was like, I want her skin.
Yes. And like the one who wants the bear to live out its life had her mother killed by a bear.
Yeah.
So she has reason to really want to hunt this bear. This other guy was just in the wrong place, and he also mentioned that he had never seen this bear before. Like, what difference would that have made?
Yeah, I think he said that, but sort of meant that he did not notice the bear earlier.
Okay, it's like I didn't have a personal connection with this bear. It was just a stranger bear. And didn't like me taking pictures of her cubs.
It's like, I'm always up in that spruce tree hunting elk. It's the first time I see that bear. What's the issue?
Yeah.
I'm here all the time.
Yeah, what's her problem?
Matthew, have you ever had a run-in with a bear? And how would you react?
Oh, God.
Would you lose a foot of skin?
A foot of skin. Man, I don't even want to think about it because I don't like the idea of being killed. Or even having my flesh ripped apart from me.
Yeah, that sounds kind of worse than like quickly killed.
Yeah, definitely. And I like going out in the woods. Never actually seen a bear, but I feel like I also would not be prepared.
You know, I feel like I've seen a bear, but I'm pretty sure I haven't. I'm probably just thinking of like seeing a raccoon or something, or a skunk.
They're very different.
Matthew, I think it was maybe last week, I left recording here at your place, and I was not off your block before I was blocked by a skunk. Walking down the sidewalk at me. I didn't know what to do. I looked left. I looked right. I went left. I crossed the street.
Played right into that skunk's trap.
Well, I crossed the street, and then it started coming across the street at me.
Oh, yeah.
It was just like, I think it was just moseying around on its day.
Mm-hmm.
And I was like, oh, man, what do I do? We had like a little Mexican standoff for a little bit, but eventually I ran away.
Yeah. You just ran away.
I ran.
Okay. Well, it's efficient. It did the job.
What was the job?
It got you away from the skunk.
Got me away from the skunk, yeah.
You didn't have to take a bath in tomato juice.
That's true. I was late. I don't know how I would have got that tomato juice.
Yeah. Wow. 24-hour stores, or you could just smell like a skunk for a bit. It's not the worst way to not the worst way to be left alone.
I suppose, yeah.
Yeah.
I guess if I'm like an angry curmudgeon, it's like, no one talk to me, and I smell like skunk. That would be effective.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Matthew, I'm noticing another CBC-related article. Apparently a lot of articles recently on grizzly bears in Canada.
You're just like on some kind of bear news feed.
Well, that's the CBC.
That's all they have.
That's all they have. Apparently, bear attacks in southern Alberta have quadrupled since 1999.
Okay.
And that makes me think, September 11th this week, just a couple days ago, they always used to say how much more likely you were to be killed by a bear than a terrorist. Now even more so than ever, I suppose.
Quadrupled. Since 9/11.
Yeah. And honestly, there probably have been fewer deaths by the hands of terrorists since 9/11 than even on 9/11. So be fearful of bears.
Are you painting some sort of conspiracy here with bears and 9/11? Or is this just a...
Do you think Islamic fundamentalists are in league with the bears?
Maybe. With names like Bear 148, these bears are being weaponized, it seems. I don't know. Man, 9/11, did you get through the day without hearing about it?
What do you mean?
Because every year, the years that followed 9/11, the 2001, yeah, every year you'd hear about it.
Yeah, it's already been 1 year since 9/11. It's
yeah,
already been
it's like,
5
it's
years.
been 2 years, 3. Yeah, it keeps going. But now at this point...
Keeps going.
But every year I hear a little less, and then the last couple of years I've made it my mission to go through my whole day without hearing anyone mention it, without hearing anybody make reference to it, without seeing any little bit on TV. And every year I get thwarted.
I mean, I didn't listen to any TV or radio or watch any TV the other day. I can't really say I saw anything about 9/11 on 9/11 this year, but I was not, plugged into the media.
Yeah. I mean, I wasn't either, really. I kind of forgot it was 9/11, but in the wee hours of the night, right before midnight, I'm going through and I find this little, I think it might have been on Twitter or something. Mm-hmm. It was...
You're on Twitter, Matthew?
I have to be sometimes. I just...
and what does that mean? Hold on. We're going on the side here.
It's
what do you mean you have to be sometimes for Twitter?
Some side projects that I'm working on.
Oh, yeah.
I need to be connected in that way, and I hate it.
Okay.
I hate it so much, and even more so now because somehow I got a little article or a little message from VeggieTales. Do you remember VeggieTales?
VeggieTales is like a very Christian cucumbers.
Yeah.
Telling stories of like Judah.
Yeah, and this one said something along the lines of VeggieTales remembers 9/11.
So weird.
Never forget our fallen heroes from VeggieTales. And there'll be, you see the 2 towers in the background, and a cucumber and a tomato, and they both look really happy.